What's up everyone, my name's PlatinumHowler, coach of your Delta Gligars. Today I am bringing you the week 9 team builder of the BBR. We're going up against PattyTrills and his Sin City Scizors. You can see his team over on the right side of the screen. Did I say right side of the screen? Yikes. Of the screen! He has not won a game this season. He's struggled quite a lot with this team, mainly due to the fact I think that his opponents continuously take advantage of his only hazard remover being Braviary, I guess, and most of his team doesn't appreciate hazards. So I certainly won't appreciate hazards myself either, not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know about that, like, he could set spikes with Roselia, but half my team is immune to spikes. I say that because Volcarona's boots. Toxic spikes get soaked up by Dragalge. If he sets rocks, then whatever. I have like one Pokemon that even resists the rocks that would take the damage from the rocks, and then Alakazam and Volcarona aren't taking the damage from rocks, but like, yeah, no hazard removal this week, because I don't want to like be defogging away my only hazard that I'm bringing. I really thought about wanting to bring Sandslash here, but I just wanted other Pokemon more, so Sandslash is not here to play the hazard stacking game. I mean, like, he brings Braviary just to make sure that he doesn't get hazard stacked, basically. So, I mean, if we bring a hazard stacking Sandslash lead and then he just brings in Braviary whenever to defog all of the hazards away, then that's like a waste of a Pokemon slot. So, it's too bad because Sandslash is my least used Pokemon on this team, and I would like to give it more opportunities, but I just felt like I needed other things here. A lot of these sets were suggestions from Gage. However, this one was definitely something that I wanted to use myself. It's more of a bulky Alakazam that I can switch in on a lot of his special attackers. I thought about running leftovers, honestly, but I feel like that would really, like, I don't know, confuse him and make him think that the Alakazam's, like, he can make more aggressive switches against it, and then it'd be kind of more of a weirder set. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but I just didn't want to like show leftovers on Alakazam, because then maybe he thinks I could be like, I guess if I showed leftovers, then I give away that I'm not choiced or anything, which maybe he thinks I could be choiced, who knows, when I switch it in. Because I mean, if I'm switching it in on an attack, then I guess he would assume that I'm not Focus Sash. You know, maybe I'm Choice Specs or Choice Scarf or something like that. So instead we just are Life Orb for an extra power boost. There's very little drawback to running Life Orb on since we have the Magic Guard. This can come in on the stuff like the Roselia, Slowbro, potentially even Heliolisk, potentially even Clefable. It also outspeeds the majority of its team. I believe we put enough speed to guarantee outspeed the Heliolisk. We actually will not be outspeeding Alolan Persian if it's running max speed. We'll see. I actually didn't even put, like, if he creeps Lycanroc-Dusk with Alolan Persian, then I think he will actually he would be faster than me because I'm only creeping the Heliolisk. But Foul Play is not doing much to me if he, like, I can scout for, like, I can just spam Recover in front of Foul Play. Like, Foul Play is doing like 55% to me because my attack is so low. We can hit that thing with an Energy Ball. Honestly, Energy Ball will be doing lots of damage to Alolan Persian. It's not very specially bulky at all. So Psyshock and Energy Ball are only two moves. Psyshock hits most things. Energy Ball, the things that resist Psyshock, such as Slowbro, such as Steelix, such as Alolan Persian, they all get hit by Energy Ball, and Slowbro gets hit super effectively by Energy Ball. And we can also call mine if we get to, if we can like call mine in front of his Clefable potentially. Hope to God that he doesn't crit us. And then also recover, we can switch it into attacks, recover off any damage, and then react to whatever he decided to switch into the Alakazam. Because like, I wouldn't think that he would switch a Darmanitan Harden into an Alakazam. Obviously that would be the biggest threat to this Zam set. But you know, most Zams just are like all-out attackers and not something that you bring in to take a hit and recover off damage. So this is something that I want to try out and see how it works. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using this particular Zam. Next up, Lycanroc-Dusk. This is the exact moveset that Gage suggested, and it is perfect for this game. I think I'm using a bit of an unconventional EV spread though. Also, he had Life Orb, but I changed it to Expert Belt because I didn't want to be taking Life Orb recoil. I can see this Lycanroc potentially needing to take an attack so that it can set up a Swords Dance. Like if I need it to take a Thunderbolt from a Heliolisk, for example, I would like to be able to live on a little bit of HP and you know, not have like only one attack of worth of like only one Life Orb hit left in me. So I don't want the Life Orb to chip me down. So instead we have the Expert Belt for boosted super effective damage, and we are adamant with only enough speed to guarantee outspeed a Jolly Max Speed Heracross. We are not outspeeding the Heliolisk, or I mean or the Darmanitan. There's no reason for us to creep a Darmanitan when we hit it so hard with Accelerock anyway. So we hit as hard as possible with our Adamant Nature, and we throw a little bit of it into bulk to make sure we can live some hits from him as well. If we get up a Swords Dance, we're going to be in a very good spot here, honestly, because we also have Expert Belt boosted Iron Head, Tough Claws boosted Iron Head to hit the Clefable, which could possibly be unaware, but regardless of whether it's unaware or not, Iron Head should still be doing a ton of damage to it, so yeah. And then Crunch, it's the Slowbro, and Cofagrigus super effectively. Cofagrigus, if we do hit it, it will get rid of our Tough Claws though, so we'll have to be on the lookout for that. Like if we might need the Tough Claws boost to be able to net KOs against certain things, so we may have to think about switching out and then coming back in to regain the Tough Claws boost if we need it, and if that's an option to us. But yeah, so we have Volcarona again. We're starting off with our fast offensive mons to start off this build. Sub Quiver Dance, Flamethrower, Bug Buzz is really all I need to hit most things. I mean, it doesn't hit, both Flamethrower and Bug Buzz are resisted by our Darmanitan, but what can you really do? If we can chip Darmanitan down enough, that will be nice. At the very least, if we get Toxic Spikes up, we can continuously sub down into Swarm range. I actually am... Swarm range is, yeah, it's below 1/3, not 25%, so we're fine on that front. Although my HP stat is not ideal for setting up subs, but I'm not going to worry too much about that because I've already gen the team in. Yeah, so we can sub up in front of stuff like Clefable, stuff like Roselia that might be trying to status us. Moonblast from Clefable does not break the substitute, and I'm pretty sure once we get a Quiver Dance up, we might actually be able to live 2 Moonblasts behind the substitute and just continue boosting. Flamethrower for accurate and more power, not instead of not running Fiery Dance as our fire move. And then Bug Buzz, yeah, not really much to say about this Volcarona. It's pretty good. We only put enough speed on it to outspeed a Scarfed Darmanitan that is creeping Scarfed Max Speed Rotom. So it's very possible that he could just bring Jolly Scarfed Darmanitan max speed and be able to outspeed this Volcarona. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but worst case scenario, he KOs Volcarona locked into like Rock Slide or Flare Blitz, Lycanroc can take those, set up a Swords Dance, and maybe try to win the game from there. So, next we have Dragalge, our only hazard setter that we're bringing here. Toxic Spikes, Roselia soaks them up, but you know, we have things that can deal with Roselia, I would say. Sludge Wave hits most things, and the only thing that it really doesn't hit super hard is like Fagorgus. I thought about like just running pretty standard dual stab coverage on this Dragalge too, but this is a set suggestion from Gage that I liked. I changed it to Choco Berry though, so I can take, there's a lot of things that would want to hit Dragalge with Earthquake, like Darmanitan, like Heracross, like Steelix, so I can take the Earthquake from any of those and get a little extra damage off against them, hopefully, you know, assuming I live that hit with the Choco Berry. And then we have Haze basically exclusively for the Clefable. I guess also Haze can be nice against Slowbro as well if it's going for Calm Minds. Like Slowbro could be Calm Mind. I think Slowbro also might get Iron Defense too. I'm not positive on that, but I'm not going to be looking it up. Like Iron Defense Body Press could be a thing that it does if it has Iron Defense. I don't even know. But Haze can be helpful against those things. I was actually, like, when I saw Haze on the set, I went looking for Clear Smog in its moveset, because it would have been adaptability boosted as well, so it actually would have been dealing some damage. But unfortunately, it doesn't get Clear Smog, so we have to live with Haze. Rotom-Wash, you know, you bring max defense Rotom-Wash when your opponent has a Darmanitan. And I'm strongly considering leading with it, just because I always think it's very important to lead well against Darmanitan. But I feel like this lead would be so obvious, and if he brings the Heliolisk, then that puts me in a position I don't want to be in right off the bat. Just because, you know, Heliolisk, it brings Dry Skin as its ability, it's immune to Hydro Pump, it takes nothing from Volt Switch, nothing from anything else that Rotom wants to do. So it can come in on Rotom pretty easily, and I don't have fantastic switch-ins to Heliolisk, because I'm not bringing Aromatisse. I just didn't feel like bringing it this week. I wanted to bring Pangoro because I have now sat Pangoro on the bench for back-to-back weeks, so I want to bring it back. Yeah, so Pain Split to keep it healthy, and then Light Screen is the last move, just because, like, you know, Heliolisk is a very obvious switch-in, I feel, to this. So if we can set up the Light Screen and mitigate some of the damage that it's doing to our team, hopefully that can help out. You know, it can help support the team in that way. Yeah, so like, if we set up a Light Screen as Heliolisk comes in, then we can, you know, take a hit from it pretty comfortably, get a slow pivot out into something else on our team. I think that could really help. Pangoro, Close Combat Eject Pack. I didn't really like any item on Pangoro here, so I wanted to try this again. I ran Close Combat Eject Pack with Terrakion against Owen in the IBL. So we're trying it with Pangoro here. Close Combat, there's a lot of things that, like, he can switch his Clefable into Close Combat, he can switch his Slowbro into Close Combat. I don't know if he wants to be switching Slowbro into Pangoro anyway. But clicking Close Combat allows us to get a pivot at the same time. We can get damage off against something like a Clefable, and then immediately switch out, not give him any opportunity to go for an attack, heal himself up, or like start setting up a Calm Mind or a Cosmic Power Boost or anything like that. We just get immediate switch initiative the first time we click Close Combat. And this would honestly be my default switch in to Steelix, hoping that it's not like Iron Defense Body Press. We should be able to live a single Body Press from him for sure, because we have so much defense investment. I wanted to make sure that if I decided to lead with this, and he decided to lead with the Darmanitan, you know, even though I have the most obvious lead Rotom-Wash in the world, that I can still live Adamant Flare Blitz from Darmanitan with this investment. And the only way that I don't live is if he is Banded or Life Orb. I guess he can bring Life Orb against me if he wants. But I should live most Darmanitan's Flare Blitz, and if he goes for Flare Blitz, and then I can click Close Combat and just get rid of it. And then that opens the Darmanitan being gone right off the bat is a blessing for Volcarona for sure. So I'm honestly not really sure why Darkest Lariat is the dark move choice, but it was on all of Gage's sets for Pangoro that he gave me. So we're just gonna run with Darkest Lariat over Knockoff, and then Gunk Shot obviously hits Clefable and Parting Shot for momentum because I didn't really feel like I needed a fourth move. Scrappy is the ability because I didn't really feel like I just kind of wanted to try Scrappy. I feel like there's a chance that Mold Breaker could actually be more useful here, but Scrappy allows us to hit a Cofagrigus with Close Combat and pivot out. I feel like if he's pivoting in a Cofagrigus into a Pangoro to try to take a fighting type move, then it's probably Colbur Body Press or Colbur Will-O-Wisp, something like that. So being able to hit it with Close Combat and then get our pivot could actually be helpful. Who knows? So yeah, that's going to be our team, and we will see you back tomorrow for the match.